Yo, what's up guys? In today's video, I'm gonna be showing you guys how I make my hard hitting drums, or just drums that are slapping like crazy, moving your desk type shit, or just hitting hard. Because to be honest, drums are the most important part of the beat. The melody sets the vibe, but the drums are what keep people listening and what get the rappers to really feel the beat. But let me tell you one more thing. I said this in my last video, but your mix of your drums, or the way you have each thing hidden, is different to each producer, and you're gonna develop that sound yourself, because some people have their hi-hats way louder, or their counter snares way louder, or their 808s just clipping the whole beat. You can't even hear anything. But this is all up to your preference and how you're gonna make your beats, so just learn that as you get it. So I hope this video is gonna help you. So let's just get straight into FL Studio. Okay, so first things first, I'm just gonna show you the beat real quick, or the drum specifically. So let's just start here.
EJ, you killed this.
Hey, Reef.
Okay, so we get the point. So the first things first that you're always going to be starting with when you make drums, because there's also melody producers and there's drum producers. So say for this one, I have a loop. So the first thing you always want to do when you're making drums is you want to cut out the low end for your 808. So I just cut it at like 130, 100 to like 150-ish. So we're gonna keep this at 130 though, and then this is what it sounds like without it. With it, you could just, it loses presence, but that's gonna happen because you don't want the 808 to be hidden with it. This is with the 808 hit in it. That's just clipping like crazy and cutting out all the lows, so it's a good thing. So the next thing is, there's like, it's like kind of like a certain threshold you want your beats at, but you don't have to copy this. It's all, remember, do mix it with your ears, not your eyes. But there's still a little threshold for my melodies I like to keep them at, and it's usually around this 12 range, so you still have room for your drums. But everyone's different. Some people like their melody louder, but for me, I like the drums louder. So but then the next thing is, we're just gonna go into all these. So we have a bell. You're gonna want to mix this bell. Like, I would say bells are more part of the melody, or you could treat them like a perk. But then you want your 808 and your bell to be cohesive with each other when they hit. See, now it's different. You could tell like the 808 clips the bell. The 808's clipping everything. But now this is when it comes to the mixing part. This is all personal preference, but for me, I like my 808s the loudest part. And then I like my claps really loud, my snares, just because that's like, dude, that's what you stay on beat with, is the snare. So you want to know when it's hidden. And then the counter snare, we're gonna want that to be hitting kind of on like the hi-hat level. That's like, it's all a threshold. And the way I mixed this was through here, so that's why it's different. But we'll just go through each sound, and because this is unmixed kinda. So first things first is, the only thing I put on my master is a soft clipper on default settings, just so you know. I think this is known facts now. It's not a big surprise, but let's just start off with this bell. We're gonna level the bell out. And we're gonna have the bell just hit regularly, and then the 808. So and I love my 808 smacking. So then we're gonna go to this kick part, and the kick and the 808 are cohesive with each other. They're the same thing. So let's make sure. then this is where we start adjusting the 808 level. Okay, bet. And now we're gonna go to the hi-hats. I kind of like to tuck my hi-hats under everything, so it's more for like the bounciness, but not too loud. And then here's the snare. That's just smacking. And then here's the counter. And then here's the open hat. I kind of like my open hat hitting on the same level as like the bell or something, because it's more of like a introductory sound. So like it's what makes like a beat drop hit harder. See, they're hitting on the same mark, as you can see. And don't use this. I don't even know what that stuff means. It just, I guess it looks cool, but just use the level and out system. And then we're gonna do this. We're gonna just turn the melody back on and see how it sounds cohesively with this. And then the next thing I don't do this every beat, but this is like a little saucy thing. You could do the soft clipper on the master. You could put this post up max, but then this threshold all the way down the other way to make sure it's clipping so hard, but it's louder.
EJ, you killed this.
Hey,
So that's just the basic mixing of like little things you could do so far as like just level them out, hearing them one by one and turn them off. But there is a certain threshold that you also don't want everything. Like if you have this 808 up too much, I'm not listening to that shit. So I would say also just different things you could do to make your drums hit hard. So we're gonna do it with this one. Is we're gonna put this tubular bell to the left a little bit. We could pan our drums. Put the open hat to the right. So we don't have everything in the middle. And then you could even do it with the melody. You could stereo separate it like this. You can even do it like this. You could go into the MIDI and click Alt R, but instead of randomizing the velocity, just pan this a little bit. And then for snare rolls, this is what I love to do the most actually. So we go into this pan tool and then like just do it like this. It's just going left and right. It's just because you don't want everything in the same spot. Now, that's for the mixing section of it. But now we got to talk about just making your drums. So I'm going to go to a new pattern or some shit and start new drums. Alright, so we're about to start these drums. So it's all different for everyone. But I like to start with my snare, my clap or the 808 first. And then we'll do the hi-hats and all the counters and everything. So let's just start off with this. We're gonna turn our soft flipper back to normal. And so let's go into this and basic trap pattern for this. We're doing basic trap drums. You put this on the third beat and then you just copy it for however long. I usually do an 8 pattern. And then one simple thing that I always do is I push my velocity for my claps or snares to the max, and then we'll boost this up, because usually most of the time I mix with this. And then next is either the 808 or the hi-hat, and we're just gonna go with the hi-hat for now. And matters what type of bounce you want to do, but we'll do a different bounce for this one, since we already did, like, you guys want to know how to do a two-step? You click fill each 2 steps. Whoa. But we're not gonna do that. We're gonna have a different bounce to it. So there's so many things you could treat it. You can make your own bounce to it, like this. And I noticed one thing I used to do with my old beats is I'd do too much complicated shit, like having rolls here, rolls here, rolls here, rolls here. Like, nah, bro, you do not need that many rolls, or else it's gonna be too complicated. If you have one every once in a while, which we could do, is we could do this, and then one little trick we could do, put on this envelope, and then we'll go like this. We'll do it just for this last part. And we'll go like this. Do a little super trap hi-hat roll. So. And then we don't want these hitting too loud like this. Control A, and then we'll do this bell again. So we're in C sharp. And the thing I did that's cool is I put this hold on all the way for, like, say we're doing like 808s or one shots, and then we'll go C sharp. So this is how long it is. Let me go back into one. And then if you want to know how to do that little skip trick that I did, it's like this. And then same shit over here. So it's literally, and then you go like this with the velocity, and it's just skipping up. Now we could go up to the 808, and we're gonna do a fun 808. So it matters what type of 808. For this 808, this 808 is loud as shit, and I know where it usually goes. But we're gonna go in C sharp. That's what scale we're in, and I always boost my velocity on my 808s to max. And then second thing is always go up to your sample and click cut itself. And now this is where it matters what type of beat you're making, because sometimes there's root notes where it goes down, blah blah blah. But this one, the root notes stay at C sharp the whole time, so you could do shit like this where you go. As long as you stay in scale. But then also another little thing I do sometimes is, all right, we're gonna stretch these out, and click Control L. And we could do this, put our hold on for our 808, and then clone it, and then watch this. We'll put a new sample in here, and C sharp, Alright, let's just hear how this sounds. It's just a change later. It's just fucking crazy. And then open hats, everyone has their own bounce for their snare and open hat. But I like layering my snares or not my snares, my open hats with my 808s. So listen to this. Boom, 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 boom. We could do. And we could do that same thing where we put the hold and the velocity down by just going into the sample and clicking this. And then we'll do this one right here. And we'll click Control L. And then another thing we could do is we could clone this hi-hat and do our two-step. And little things, little rolls, but not too crazy on the rolls. You could cut out hi-hats. And then we could do the same shit again, where we clone this 808, and we'll just use a Z for now. Copy this. Just fuck around with your drums, make your own bounce. Like, that's the main thing, is you gotta make your own bounce. And when it comes to arranging, we'll split this channel and we're just gonna put them all. So usually I do 8-bar intro. You could also start off like this, fucking have the hi-hats and clap start. And then we'll add a little cut right here. It's just to make your drums slap. Remember what I said in the beginning with the mixer rack, leveling them out obviously, but also it comes with your patterns, and when you are messing with these velocities, that's also part of the mixing. But to be honest, I think that's pretty much it for a beginner's guide. Just fuck around and do some shit, and let's just look at this project. I know I used a loop, but this project was 52 minutes just for some drums. Like, I spent my time on these drums. Like, don't think you're the god of drums just because you can lay down a two-step and just lay down a clap and lay some basic 808s. Like, nah, bro, you gotta try different genres of trap or everything. Like, my beats from even just a year ago sound bad. Like, even just 3 months ago, like, you're gonna learn and get better every 3 months as long as you put in that work. But thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one.